Okay, let's dive in. Today we're talking about a name that honestly is just exploding onto the international sports scene. Suruchi Singh.
Absolutely, a real phenomenon in shooting.
Yeah, I mean, picture this.
Yeah.
She's just 19, and she's already dominating. We just saw her a few weeks back, right? June 13th, ISSF World Cup in Munich.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't just win, she clinched her third consecutive individual gold medal. Third.
It's staggering. People are already calling her India's Bullseye Queen.
And you can see why. It's such a compelling story, and we really wanted to dig into it today.
Exactly, because it's not just about the medals, impressive as they are. We want to go, beyond the headlines, understand the journey.
Right.
How does someone switch sports entirely and become this good, this fast? What's unique about her? What's the real story here?
And maybe what we can learn from it, too.
For sure, especially in a sport demanding such, well, incredible mental strength.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning because it's not what you'd expect at all.
Not even close.
We think shooting star, maybe someone who grew up near a range. Nope. We need to go to Haryana. Dusty Plains, famous for wrestling.
A heartland of Indian wrestling, yeah. Akadas everywhere.
Exactly. So picture Suruchi, maybe 11 years old. She's not holding a pistol. She's in a wrestling akada in Suruchi, Jhajjar.
Following her dad's dream initially, Inder Singh.
Yeah, her father wanted her to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And she had heroes there like Virender Singh, Guga Pelwan. That was meant to be her path.
And she was on it, pursuing it. But then things changed dramatically.
Yeah, the curveball. Talk about that moment.
Well, in 2017, during practice, a collarbone injury.
Ouch. For a wrestler, that's
Yeah.
potentially career-ending, isn't it? Especially at 11.
Devastating. Could have been the end of her sports journey right there. But her father, Inder, he's a retired army man.
Okay.
And he had this clarity. Instead of focusing on the wrestling dream ending, he just looked at her and said, shooting is a fair game.
Wow. A fair game.
Yeah.
What did he mean by that, do you think?
I think he meant a sport where maybe that specific type of physical vulnerability wouldn't be the deciding factor, where precision, focus, maybe those were the keys.
Less about raw strength, more about control.
Exactly. So this pivot wasn't just random, it was a calculated redirection. And Suruchi, at 12, picks up a pistol, starts down this totally unexpected path.
Incredible adaptation.
Yeah.
And amazing guidance from her father.
Truly. Shows how sometimes setbacks can open doors you never even saw.
Okay, so she switches to shooting at 12. And her rise wasn't exactly slow, was it?
Slow. Not the word I'd use. Astonishingly rapid is more like it.
Yeah.
Fast forward just a few years. December 2024. National Championships in New Delhi.
And she didn't just show up.
No. She dominated. Swept the golds, women's, junior, and youth 10-meter air pistol categories. All three.
That's insane. What about her scores? Because that tells the story, too.
Oh, yeah. Consistently hitting a 585 in qualification, that's world-class territory. It signals, serious consistency before the final even starts.
And the final score.
243.6 points. Left experienced shooters like Rhythm Singlan, a very strong competitor, quite a way behind.
So even then, at the national level, she was signaling something big was coming.
Absolutely. It was like a warning shot, pardon the pun. But the nationals were really just the launching pad for her international arrival.
Which came very quickly after.
Almost immediately. April 2025, ISSF World Cup, Buenos Aires, her first senior international gold.
Okay. Huge milestone.
But she wasn't done. Just a week later, Lima, Peru, another individual gold.
Back-to-back gold.
Back-to-back individual golds. And she grabbed a mixed team gold there, too, with Saurabh Chaudhary.
Wow. Who are they up against in the mixed team?
A really tough Chinese pair, Qianxun and Kai Hu. And Suruchi and Saurabh outscored them in a tense final. Showed real nerve.
So pressure doesn't seem to faze her much.
Apparently not. Which brings us back to Munich, June 2025. Her third straight individual World Cup gold.
And that one was close, wasn't it?
Razor thin. Won by just 0.2 points over France's Kamil Jedzejewski. In shooting, 0.2 points is, well, it's nothing. It's pure clutch performance.
So, consistency against the world's best, under pressure. What is the secret? Is it technique? Gear? What's going on?
You'd think it has to be something complex, right? Some revolutionary grip or breathing technique.
Yeah, exactly.
But her coach, Suresh Singh, puts it down to something surprisingly simple.
Okay.
Simplicity and speed.
Simplicity and speed. That almost sounds too simple.
I know, right? But let's unpack that. The speed part is obvious. She shoots fast, finishes qualifying sometimes in under 45 minutes.
While others are still setting up.
Pretty much. But here's the key. It's not rushed. It's not reckless.
Uh,
If a shot feels even slightly off target, she has this incredible, like, intuitive undo button. She just stops, resets, takes the perfect shot.
so fast execution, but instant correction if needed.
Yeah.
That's a powerful comp.
Hugely powerful. It's about efficiency, but also extreme self-awareness. And then there's the mental side.
The simplicity part.
I think so. She's quoted saying things like, "I don't think too much." And the target is the same for everyone.
That sounds almost zen-like, like she strips away all the external noise.
Exactly. It's not that she isn't thinking, she's just not overthinking. She maintains composure against Olympic champions like Oh Ye-jin from South Korea.
Right.
She even described competing like a fun day at the arcade.
An arcade
Yeah,
with Olympic medals on the line.
yeah. That tells you something about her mindset, doesn't it? That ability to stay calm, focused, almost detached. That's her real edge.
Okay, that makes sense. Calm, fast, precise. Now, there's another fascinating angle here. Right. Her connection to Manu Bhaker.
Oh, absolutely. Huge story within the story.
Both from Jhajjar, right. Same district in Haryana.
Both trained by the same coach, Suruchi Singh.
And Manu is already a superstar, double Olympic medalist from Paris 2024.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Two absolute powerhouses from the same small region, same coach. It's incredible.
And they faced off directly.
They did. In Lima, that World Cup where Suruchi won her second gold.
Yeah.
She actually outshot Manu in the final. Suruchi took gold, Manu took silver.
Wow. Beating the established Olympic medalist. That must create some tension.
You might think so, but apparently not. Manu was incredibly gracious about it. Said she's happy to see more Indian shooters rising.
That's great sportsmanship.
It really is. And it points to this idea of a friendly rivalry. They're pushing each other. This internal competition is actually making Indian shooting stronger overall.
A rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing.
Precisely. But we see the results, the medals, the calm exterior. We have to talk about the grind behind it all. It doesn't just happen.
No, I imagine not. What does her training look like?
It's intense. Her daily routine, well, it's something else. She and her father take a 9:45 a.m. train every day from Jarli Junction to Bhiwani.
Okay.
Then they get an e-rickshaw to the shooting range. The whole trip, one way, takes about an hour and a half.
So a 3-hour round-trip commute every day.
Every single day, just to get to practice. And then she puts in 4 hours of intense training at the range.
That is serious dedication. And the sacrifices involved must be huge, especially for her family.
Immense. Her father, Inder, being a retired army man on a pension, he's poured everything into this. Taking out loans, buying secondhand pistols initially because new ones are incredibly expensive.
How expensive are you talking?
He mentioned a competition pistol can easily cost a couple of lakhs of rupees. So hundreds of thousands. That's a massive investment.
Wow.
He even joked, well, maybe half joked, that he hasn't bought himself new clothes in 2 years to fund her career.
That's incredible parental support. It's often the unseen part of an athlete's success, isn't it?
Absolutely. The quiet heroism behind the scenes. And there's this little detail. The trained security guards apparently recognize them now, recognize the pistol case. It just speaks to the sheer consistency of that daily effort.
Okay, so she's dominating now. What's the next big goal? Where are her sights set?
The ultimate prize, of course, the Olympics, Los Angeles 2028.
Does she talk about that?
She actually carries an Olympic pin with her. It was a gift from another competitor, a foreign shooter. A constant reminder of that goal.
LA 2028. But getting there, even for her, it's not going to be easy, is it? Especially within India.
Not at all. The women's 10-meter air pistol field in India is incredibly deep. Her own coach, Suresh, calls it a shark tank.
A shark tank. Who else is in there?
You've got Manu Bhaker, obviously. Palagulia, Rhythm Singh won. Multiple world-class shooters all fighting for, maybe 2 or 3 Olympic spots?
So just making the Indian team is going to be a huge battle.
A massive battle. The internal competition is arguably as tough as the international field.
How does she view that kind of intense domestic rivalry? Does it add pressure?
Her perspective is interesting. She's quoted as saying, "The harder the competition, the more fun it is."
Again, with that mindset, she thrives on the challenge.
Seems like it. It's crucial if you want to succeed at that level. And her success, it connects to this bigger story, right? Indian shooting is having a moment.
It really feels like it. Like it's becoming India's, medal factory almost.
Quietly, but yes. India's been topping World Cup medal tables. And breaking that 12-year Olympic medal drought in shooting at Paris 2024 with Manu's bronzes was huge.
Suruchi is clearly a big part of this new wave.
Definitely. 4 golds and a bronze just from Buenos Aires and Lima. Plus, you have Sarab Chaudhary making a comeback too, her mixed team partner. They're showing the world India isn't just participating anymore.
They're contenders, serious contenders.
For sure, on every single global stage.
It's just an incredible story all around. Her resilience, bouncing back from that wrestling injury, her adaptability to a completely new sport, and just thriving under pressure. What really stands out most to you?
For me, it's more than just the shooting skill. It's a masterclass in adaptation. Life threw her a curveball, a big one, and instead of folding, she pivoted, with her father's help, and found a new path to excellence. And then there's that mental game, that calm focus, the simplicity her coach talks about. It's not just for athletes, is it? That ability to quiet the noise, focus on the task, that applies anywhere.
Absolutely. In work, in life.
And you can't forget the family support, the sacrifices her father made. It highlights how success is rarely just an individual thing.
So what's the final thought we should leave people with?
Maybe it's about embracing the unexpected. Suruchi's story shows that your greatest achievements might lie down a path you never initially planned to take. Her dedication, that daily grind, that calm under fire, it really makes you think about what mastery truly requires, doesn't it? Whatever your field. It's a reminder that sometimes the real bullseye is finding your focus, adapting, and committing, even when the target wasn't the one you first aimed for.